Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll put a link in the description box below, but guess what I just found out? Keir Starmer's in China, I kid you not. Clutch your pearls, I kid you not. So I've just put on my post, on my YouTube post, the fact that I have figured out these codes while he's in China is a really bad omen for Keir Starmer. The fact that he's just arrived in China at the same time as I'm pulling up these codes and doing this stuff regarding China and the minerals in that, and the lithium and everything, it's a bad omen for Starmer. Like when I saw he was in China, I had to do a double take. Like my brain couldn't comprehend what I was reading, and then my heart started pounding because I thought, oh my God, this is an omen. This is a portent of something really big that's coming for Starmer. Something really bad. Like my heart is pounding for him. I'm not even joking. My heart rate, like my heart was going boom, 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 because I know an omen when I see one. Flippin' heck. I don't know what's about to go down. I don't know if it involves China or whether China's just been the signs and the synchronicities to fall into place as a timeline thing. But this is really bad for Starmer. And remember, I've had those. I had that vision where I said he was going to get arrested after he got off a plane. I was joking. Like I was saying, oh, he's going to land off from a plane and end up in handcuffs. It'd be so funny if while he's in China, the king's got his people investigating everything. I was also thinking the devil loses his crown. Remember when I said that the king was dressed in army gear? The kid that I thought's name was Campbell or Calvin. And then when I interpreted the dream, I said that I felt that it was representing King Charles. And he was wearing army camo gear, army gear. And of course, after what happened today, it's involving the army, isn't it? The army and the Air Force. But when we left the field and drove round the corner, remember I said that there were cars tipped over and that there was, the road was all dug up? What if the roads were dug up because it was talking about them illegally digging up mines, taking stuff from the mines? And remember when it ended, when we went back to pick up the boy that I know was King Charles, remember in the rearview mirror, I said I saw the gallows. So the boy wearing the army gear could be representative of the fact that it's the army, the British Army, that have been, helping them do this, but it could also mean military tribunals as well, because I saw the gallows. And in my King's Army dream, I was saying about seeing them go to the gallows, being taken to military tribunals and going to the gallows. But this China thing, the fact that Keir Starmer's in China right now as we speak, when I've been doing all of these investigations today, bringing up the China codes, this is a bad omen for Keir Starmer. I mean, it's going to be great for us, but God is literally laying out the timeline through my dreams and codes and that to spell out exactly what's coming for Keir Starmer and the countries that helped pull off that Bella thing. Because I'm telling you now, it was a diversion tactic. I want to know what was happening at the docks in Manchester. Excuse me, I'm God, it's the thing with lives, I can't edit out the gas. It's because I drink a lot of sparkling water, unfortunately. And I'm always like, I'll be sitting there eating, like contemplating my orb, and then I get like, oh my God, you have to do that. You have to put this message out. And I haven't even properly finished digesting my food, so I do apologise. I know it's not very ladylike of me, but you know, the digestive system does what it has to. But the devil loses his crown. Wait, what was that? When he's forced back underground, the devil's cry will make no sound. When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. Going down without a right, the devil will try and take flight. Try to flee to yonder border, but he is stopped when judge shouts order. Well, he has taken flight to China, and the going back underground could be to do with the bloody mines, you know. When he's forced back underground, the devil's cry will make no sound. When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. We mean seat on a plane, maybe. Going down without a right, the devil will try and take flight, try to flee to yonder border, but he's stopped when judge shouts order. Could that be it tries to take flight, like he's gone to China because he knows he's in trouble? I mean, I genuinely didn't know that he was getting ready to take a trip to China. He might be about to, he might have inadvertently gotten China into a lot of trouble in an investigation. Because remember, China have got that, remember, people have been jumping up and down about their embassy that they just built in London because they have access to all the underground stuff. And now there's those posts that have been dropped where it looks like it's China that are doing them. I destroy you. He may have inadvertently dragged China into an investigation by the king. If I was China, I'd keep as far away from him as possible. Because I'm telling you now, this is an omen. This is a omen. France and Germany and Great Britain and America and they are about to go down for something they've been doing behind closed doors with the minerals and that, and me handing that China bowl is symbolic, and now that means in China. So this is an omen. Something's about to happen with Keir Starmer in a really, really bad way. And now I'm wondering whether that chant that the zombie boy from the dream, he was talking about this. I'm just trying to make sense of it. When he's forced back underground, well, mines are underground, aren't they? The devil's cry will make no sound. Because they didn't know they were going to get caught. They were doing it quietly. When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. When he's pushed back off his feet, is he going to get attacked? There's people protesting in China at the moment at his arrival. When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. Is he going to get attacked? Is he... When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. Or it could be take his seat on the plane. When he's pushed back off his feet, when he's denied something, he can't take his seat. He can't take the position he thought he was going to get. Going down without a right, so that means definitely it's because he's done something illegal. So he won't have any rights. His rights will be removed. The devil will try and take flight, trying to flee. So he's in a lot of legal trouble here in the UK, and so maybe he thought if I go to take a flight to China and that, I can get away from the trouble. Try to flee to yonder border, He will the devil will try and take flight, try to flee to yonder border. Well, then, yeah, because he's in all that trouble with the money that he's stolen and that. So he's hopped on a plane to try and escape being held accountable, but he stopped when Judge shouts, "Order! Order! Order! Quiet in the court." So is he going to be ordered back to the United Kingdom, or is he going to be arrested after he lands? But going down without a right. So he's done something illegal where his rights, he has no rights. Then he tries to flee, because that's literally happening now. Remember, he's in the courts because he's in trouble for stealing all that money, taking all that money for the bribes and stuff. And a lot of people are saying he took money from China too. The devil will try and take flight, try to flee to yonder border. So he skipped the country, probably hoping, like, I don't know, when he gets back his lawyers are going to sort it out, or I don't know. But he stopped when Judge shouts, "Order." So some legal case isn't going to go in his favour, and he's going to lose everything, and he's going to be blindsided by it because he's done something so illegal that his rights will be taken away, which means arrest. So it's got to have something to do. I mean, I'm not going to assume I know what it's about, but the fact that dream was the ground being dug up, and the boy being representing the king being in the military uniform, I'm telling you now, it's got something to do with that Wigan, Dartmoor, toxic land thing. Because I was handing the China bowl to France and Germany. I wonder if France and Germany have got any mines and any mine rights in Greater Manchester. There's 4 companies in the Greater Manchester area, and I know one of them's owned by China. It's a lithium mine. So Starmer's in trouble, and he's going to be taking some countries down with him, because they're all going to be caught with their fingers in the cookie jar, in the king's cookie jar. But China, the whole China thing, I mean, it could be because I just feel like the whole China thing is because they've been used as a symbolic, to symbolise the timeline of events. But he may be, because in my mango dream I did mention China maybe getting caught up in some financial finagly stuff then. So whatever Starmer's done, it could possibly implicate China in something. But they're definitely being used as a timeline marker, because the fact that I figured all this stuff about China today, and now he's literally just arrived in China. So, if I was Starmer and I was watching someone like me say all this stuff about me, I would be saying my prayers. I'd be on my hands and knees. I'd be in church. I'd be saying my prayers, because something's coming. I'm telling you now, something's coming, and it's not going to be good. I can just see that. Oh my God. My hairdryer dream. I was going to say, I can just see those tracer bullets flying and hitting people, and they're scattering to the 4 corners of the wind. And in that dream, what was I doing? I was washing the hands of the Chinese children and feeding them. And he's literally in China. And I always said that dream was about me letting people know that China won't be guilty, that they're innocent. They're innocent, and the reason why the tracer bullets are going down will have nothing to do with China. They're innocent in it. The hairdryer dream. And he's literally in China, and the tracer bullets are flying. I'm the tracer bullets. I said it was the clouds firing tracer bullets, and it was blowing like a hairdryer. Now, the funny thing is, I just bought myself this little cheap, it was like 20 quid vacuum cleaner to clean up my incense ash. It's just until I can save enough money to get like a proper Hoover vacuum cleaner, and it sounds just like a hairdryer. It just arrived the other day, and it sounds exactly like a hairdryer. And these tracer bullets in the dream, the tracer bullets are flying and they're hitting people, and these people are scattering to the four corners. And then I talk about, and then I'm in this kitchen washing these children's hands, these little Chinese children, waiting for the man to turn up, the Chinese man, and he's got bags of food, and I'm getting dinner ready and washing the kids' hands before they sit down and eat dinner. And I had always said that I think that even though it's been touch and go with some of my codes with China, but that's because I was misinterpreting them because of existence not catching up with reality in time, like divine timing. I always said that I knew that because I was washing the children's hands, it means that whatever's going to go down at the time when existence meets reality, when when the events play out, is going to mean that China were innocent. So, and that it might be why I said before as well. This has nothing to do with China. I'm not investigating China. I'm almost proving their innocence. So, like, if they've bought the lithium mine here in Greater Manchester, it has nothing to do with what the NATO nations are doing and stealing from the king. Like, they're here legitimately, as a business, mining lithium legally. Although with Calvin's law, it might not be that they're allowed to own the land. But again, that wouldn't be their fault. They wouldn't have known about Calvin's law. So, yeah, so it's okay. So it's almost like I'm seeing that bloody dream now, like I've literally just had it. It's almost like what's about to go down with Keir Starmer and France and Germany and that to do with those mines might pull China into it, but they're going to be innocent because I was washing their hands and they were children, and that means washing their hands of washing that, like, protecting the pure and innocent, washing their hands, letting people know that their hands are clean. They're innocent in all of this, their hands are clean. And then the man, who I think was like their dad or something, opened the door and he had the bags of food. I had already cooked food, and it's like I'd maybe was feeding the children, and he was coming with food to feed me and him and I. And he had like bags full of food, and he was really happy. And he was standing at the door, watching. Like, he knew that the tracer bullets were firing, but we were just completely ignoring it because we knew what was happening, and so we were just trying to keep out of it. None of our business. Got nothing to do with us. Although I was the hairdryer. I was the clouds, because it means, messages from God, the Holy Spirit. I didn't know any of it back then about the Holy Spirit bloodline, but also as well, remember, I'm Gold Dragon. My highest totem is Gold Dragon. And to the Chinese, that's everything. To be the Gold Dragon. So something's about to go down that could be bringing China into it, and that dream is saying that their hands are clean, that they're innocent, and that what they've done, their hands are clean, they've got nothing to do with it. However, everybody else scattering to the four corners of the globe, I said. And where's Starmer gone? He's gone on a plane to go to China. And I mentioned Maine in that too, so it's probably MPs, not MPs, what do you call them in America? People that work for Washington and that, like senators, and they couldn't believe that what they were witnessing was real. Like, it was making them question their faith. Like, oh my God, God's real. Like, this is actually happening. God's actually coming for us. And they were terrified too. They were absolutely terrified. They were scattering to the four corners, trying to distance themselves from these bullets. And I think the bullets are my posts and my lives going out, which means the law's going to be catching up with these people. And it's got to be to do with the lithium mines and the mining and this Greater Manchester thing. It's got to be, because China is getting dragged into it. And they've got nothing to do with it. But those people in my hairdryer dream were scattering to the four corners of the wind. I'll put screenshots up, and then the link to the screenshots on my YouTube and X, but you won't be able to click on the Instagram link because remember they've deactivated my account. It gets deleted on the 19th. So, but there's enough there that you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The tracer bullets. So, the tracer bullets will be my investigation, me speaking what I've found, and then the king and the right people in law enforcement and all that acting on what I'm saying. And I'm saying to people, China's innocent. So the fact that I'm saying China's innocent, it's got something to do with the mines and the Greater Manchester thing. And in my devil loses his crown, that'll be why the streets were dug up. Because it'll be to do with the mining. Digging up the mines. So, got to read it one more time. When he's forced back underground, the devil's cry will make no sound. When he's forced back underground. When he's forced back underground. So that could imply the devil's cry will make no sound. It could imply that he has to stop doing something he was planning on doing. Something not going ahead. But he can't say anything about it, because if he says something about it, then he's giving it away. It could be that. He has to quietly stop doing something he was planning on doing, that he was doing undercover, doing behind closed doors, which he's been caught doing a lot of. When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. That can mean one of two things. Like when he's pushed back off his seat, so he could be like literally, someone might actually go for him. When he's pushed back off his feet, the devil cannot take his seat. But it could mean pushed back off his feet, he's pushed away from a position he thought he was going to hold. Been stopped from having a position he thought he was going to hold. Knocked on his backside. Like, knocked for six. Like, not seeing it coming. The devil cannot take his seat. Not seeing it coming that something's not going to go his way. It sounds like he's going to lose a massive court case or something. Going down without a right, because that means going down without a right, meaning like he's got no legal rights, he's got no legal claim, he's got no legal rights. What he's done is illegal and he has no rights. His rights have been taken away from him. The devil will try and take flight. Try to flee to yonder border, but he's stopped when judge shouts order. The devil will try and take flight, so trying to flee. Unless it's talking about the devil try and take flight, try to flee to yonder border. It could be to do with, I don't know, because I'm kind of grasping at straws, but I was going to say it could be to do with the Air Force, the flights that were going to Germany and all of that when they were trying to pull off the Bella 1 thing. Try to flee to yonder border. Because remember, they were flying between France and Germany and Greenland and Norway and Iceland and Denmark, and there were flights all over the place. That's what it could be. Devil will try and take flight, try to flee to yonder border. Because remember when they pulled off that thing here on the west coast, will try and take flight, try to flee to yonder border. And then of course all those planes went to different countries. So it could be that. So they must have been stealing stuff. They must have been shipping stuff out. But he stopped when Judge Shout's order. So they're going to get caught. Whatever it is that they've tried to do underground, that they've... Whatever it is that they tried to do that they thought they were going to get away with, where Starmer thought, or even it could be Trump, but it was in Britain, nothing in that dream made me think that it had anything to do with America, that it was all to do with Britain. Something that they did with the Bella 1, with those flights, with all the naval ships and the cargo ships and everything, something they did with that Bella 1 Venezuela thing has been illegal. They've done something illegal that was underground that they didn't want the king to know about, that they did not want people to know about, where Keir Starmer thought, or it could be where maybe Trump, because he is Lucifer, thought he was going to take over as the king of Great Britain, because he desperately wants to be king. Cannot take his seat, but it looks like Starmer's been promised something. When we pull this off, you will be blah, blah, blah. And it's not going to go according to plan, because the devil going down without a right, because what they've done is so illegal, they will have no legal protection, and they're all going to go down. So something they did involving the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and shipping companies during that whole Bella 1 Venezuela thing off the west coast of the United Kingdom, to do with that the Dartmoor prison gas, all those prisons with poisonous gas, even though they've been there since the Victorian era, and Wigan and all of that is so illegal that none of them will have any rights. That's what I can gather. So yeah, I'm telling you now, there's a portent in the wind. They haven't gotten away with something they thought they were going to get away with. They thought they were going to get away with this scot-free, which is what the devil said, thought they'd walk scot-free. That they'd be court-bound with something that God found. I'll put the hairdryer dream in the thing, but I'm telling you now, something really bad is coming for Keir Starmer. Really bad. My heart was pounding. I thought, oh my God. I don't know, could it be a plane crash? Remember my one by plane, one by car, one by train, all an act of God? I think that was Donald Trump, though. It wasn't a plane crash, though. And I don't know. Knocked off his feet, devil cannot take his seat. Something's coming for Keir Starmer, I'm telling you now. And whatever it is, this isn't just about him getting arrested for... this is going to be real bad. He may be implicated. Well, I mean, the kidnapping of 170 children would do it. Real bad. Real bad. My heart's pounding for him, because, those kind of omens, that's the death of everything that you know. everything going pitch black, like the death of everything that you know coming out of nowhere, like a lightning strike. Maybe China will arrest him. Oh my God, that would be just awesome. They'd be the heroes of the world. I don't know. I don't know. I would not want to be Starmer. My heart's a little bit poundy for him because it's like something's coming. I'm telling you now. It's almost like he's going to be blindsided, like something's just going to come out of nowhere and knock him off his feet, like knock him, like holy shit. And something's not going to go his way in a really bad way. And whoever he's been involved with are all going to go down with him because that's the hairdryer dream. And China's got nothing to do with it. They're just symbolic of the timeline, I think. But also because whatever's about to go down, they might get drawn into it. So the evidence is there as Gold Dragon, as God's messenger to say to the king, China's got nothing to do with it. He might try and blame China. They might try and put the blame on China, but their hands are clean. My heart's a little bit poundy for him, I've got to be honest, because I know how this works. Let's just wait and see, shall we? Something's coming for Keir Starmer, and it's not good. It's not good. Like, this isn't just going to be about him getting arrested. This is like he might have to do like a lot of prison time, or it's bad enough that, because remember the gallows. But in all fairness, I do have to say, in dreams, gallows can mean strung up in front of the public, held up in front of the public, being made to be held accountable in full view of the public. Like the lynch mobs and courts and all that, stringing them up to hold them accountable so that the public can see what they've done. Because I didn't see any body swinging, I didn't see any executions or anything. It was just the gallows with the swinging ropes as the sun was going down. Kind of thing, with the sun going down as we were driving off into the distance. And I think my ex driving the car, Chris driving the car, is representative of Calvin's law, because it was a Scottish king. It was all to do with the law between King James, the Scottish king, with his English rights, and he's a Scotsman living in England. And I think that's why he was the one driving the car. Because I have to get these codes right, because lives depend on me getting this right, because I'm talking about things where governments are going to get torn down, and people in high positions of power and that are going to be held accountable in ways that freeze the world. So I can't get my codes wrong, because I'm putting all of this out there for the king and the ICC and people, with legal powers and that too. Take my stuff and run with it when I can find the people who know that what I'm saying is true. And that hairdryer dream, people were stunned that what they were seeing, like it was making them question everything they thought they knew about God and that. Because of the stuff the hairdryer, the things that the tracer bullets were, they couldn't believe that what they were witnessing was real, and that it was really, truly, honestly coming from God. And that's why they were scared, because they couldn't deny what they were seeing. And that's the power of the Holy Spirit. The stuff I say can't be denied. It might not have made sense in the beginning, but that's because the king hadn't come into power, the queen hadn't died. When I was first putting all this stuff out there, a lot of it didn't make sense. Trump, we didn't know was Lucifer. Starmer wasn't even prime minister. Maybe they there's no such thing as That can't have happened by accident. Did they promise that when they abolished the monarchy, they would make Keir Starmer President of Great Britain, President of the British Republic? That can't have been a mistake. Did they promise to make him President of England or something? President of the Republic? Ooh, well, we need to put a pin in that one. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Oh my God. But yeah, if I was Starmer, I'd be getting my Bible out, and well, for him it would be the Torah. I'd be getting it out and praying that that this ends quick for him, because I think they're planning on this being a long, drawn out suffering. Because gallows in the dreams, when you're sitting in, when you're the dead man walking, from what I understand, from the point where you leave your cell to the point where they drop you, it feels like an eternity, and they just want to get it hurry up and get it over and done with, because it's just like this drawn out process. Time goes real slow. So I think time's about to slow down for him so that he can feel the full force of God's punishment. And then he's about to be strung up, which means everything he's done is going to be laid bare in full view of the public, and it'll be all over the press, all over the news, all over the papers. But just remember, China's hands are clean. So, right, so I'm going to go. That poem now is, when all eventualities fall into place, with everything I've said playing out on the world stage, which is also another thing for gallows, things playing out on the world stage, things playing out for everyone to see. That chant that the Calvin boy that was the king was saying when he was the zombie will make perfect sense. And then we'll go, that's what it was saying. But I knew then when I said it, because I was being forced to remember it so that I could write it all down. And I knew that the fact that I was being asked to write it all down, it was going to be it was a omen. It's a portent of something coming. So, yeah. Ooh. So now we'll see what happens. My life is so exciting, I swear to God. That's why I have to turn it into movies and bloody cartoon animated shows about what life is like working for the Ministry of Science News Network. So in about 5 minutes, I will be starving to death, and I'll eat like a friggin' wrestler, and then I'll pass out with drill. Because this is hard work, and I eat a lot when I do this work, so now we'll just wait and see what happens. Yeah, life is a stage for us at the moment, and God has focused right on Keir Starmer as the main event. Watch this space. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō. Get on to it, Your Majesty.